Where should we start with last night's game from the Arizona Diamondbacks? I don't know where the right place to start is. I know what is bothering me the most today. I know what has me up in arms today. And our morning meeting turned into a vent session with some people in the building who are upset about the Diamondbacks and what happened last night, because I am floored by what I saw in the ninth inning by this team. I am flabbergasted by the decision made by Torey Lovullo to keep Ryan Nelson out there in the ninth inning. The bullpen continues to be the story for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They didn't have a whole lot offensively last night after the first couple of innings. Corbin Burns, an error. We can talk about the defensive miscues. But right now, the top story for the Arizona Diamondbacks, the reason why they've lost the last couple of days, the thing that is going to keep them from gaining ground and staying relevant in the National League West right now, is their bullpen. Their bullpen is a house of cards. Their bullpen is inconsistent across the board. There is one guy down there that I trust. There is one guy that I think we can count on a regular basis, and it's Justin Martinez. And the problem with him is he's dealing with some fatigue. Before seeing him 2 nights ago, it had been nearly a week since we had seen him. So the most consistent guy, the guy that I have the most faith in to be able to get outs, I don't know if he's going to be available. You knew going into the game last night, Justin Martinez, just coming back from this fatigue issue, wasn't going to be available in back-to-back days. You just knew it. So you knew you were going to have to figure out a way to get through this game without Justin Martinez. You're already down A.J. Puck, so you're down both of your closer options. Kevin Ginkel had a rehab assignment yesterday. Numbers weren't great, but it's numbers on a rehab assignment. We're not going to care too much about them. So he's still not back. So the 3 guys that you would consider for this closer spot, not available. And so you have Jalen Beeks coming to the game after Burns gives you 5 1/3. And 5 1/3, 1 run allowed, 8 strikeouts. The error is the lasting image from that game last night for Corbin Burns. Maybe allowed him to not get through 6 innings. Would I say it's vintage Corbin Burns like we asked for yesterday? No, I wouldn't say it falls into that bucket. Was it better? Absolutely. I think his last couple of starts, the arrow would be trending upwards for Corbin Burns. So you go to Jalen Beeks, he gets hit by a comebacker, he has to leave the game, and so now you turn to Ryan Nelson because, let's face it, you've taxed your bullpen a lot recently. You've asked a lot out of your pen. Justin Martinez just came back and was available for you 2 nights ago, so you haven't had him. You're already down A.J. Puck. You're moving guys all over the place. I mean, I'm going to pull it up for everybody and tell you in the last 6 days how often they've used all of their bullpen arms, because it's a lot. They have really taxed these guys. Outside of Justin Martinez, who in the last 6 days has pitched once, Shelby Miller, including last night, has pitched 3 times. Jalen Beeks 3 times. Ryan Thompson 3 times. So you're right now, the guys that slide up and become those high leverage relievers in the absence of Puck and because of the roster moves that you've made are Shelby Miller, Jalen Beeks, Ryan Thompson. Because the other guys you called up, Dre Jameson, I don't know if you want to add high leverage stuff to his plate right now. JP Fireisen, I don't know if you want him in a high leverage situation right now. Juan Murillo, I thought has been solid, but a young player that you called up, do you want to put high leverage stuff on his plate? So everybody moves up an octave, moves up a step on the ladder. And so it's Miller, it's Beeks, and it's Thompson who've been asked to do the heavy workload. And I love the decision to ask Ryan Nelson to get you multiple outs on a night where your bullpen is taxed. It's a perfect use for him. And it is a perfect opportunity to maybe save your bullpen. But you get out of the 8th inning, you have a 4-3 lead. Why is Shelby Miller not in that game last night to close it down? That's your backup closer right now. With everything that's going on, and when Justin Martinez is not available, Shelby Miller is the backup closer option. Is that ideal? No. Is it the way we thought things were going to go when the season started? Absolutely not. But statistically, he has been one of your best relievers. Do you know there are 3 guys in the Diamondbacks bullpen who have an ERA of 0? It's Justin Martinez, who we know wasn't available. It's Shelby Miller, who should have gotten the ninth and started it clean. And the third guy is the guy you just called up, Juan Murillo, who had pitched each of the last 2 days, so wasn't available to go 3 days in a row. Those are the three guys that have the best numbers so far this season. A guy who's had 3 appearances, your closer who just came back from a fatigue issue, so you knew he wasn't going to be available. Your best option was Shelby Miller. Why was he not in the game last night? To me, it is a clear case of trying to thread the fine line between winning today but saving yourself for tomorrow. And right now, this bullpen is causing havoc for Torey Lovullo as a manager because I don't think he's operating it well. Shelby Miller needed to be in that game last night. You worry about winning today. You worry about tomorrow. You try to win that game. I have a 4-3 lead in the 9th inning. I need to get 3 more outs. Shelby Miller needs to be up as my closer in that spot. At no questions asked. Shelby Miller, who is my backup closer right now, he is my number 2 option. It is a 1-run game. This is not a 4-run, 5-run lead that then went sideways, and then you got Shelby Miller up. It's a 1-run game in the 8th inning. Why is he not up ready to go? I thought it was mismanagement across the board, and this bullpen is a major problem right now.
Yesterday was on Torey completely. Even if you didn't go to Shelby Miller to start the inning, Chris, you gave up back-to-back singles. You had the opportunity to pull him. You got 1 out in the 9th. If you didn't want to use him, you had 1st and 3rd with an opportunity to pull him and go to Shelby Miller to get the last 2 outs, and you didn't one more time. You waited too late, and you let them tie the game because of your inability to get up. And this team right now is playing losing baseball. Last night they had 3 errors. They didn't make a change in the bullpen. The bullpen can't hold the lead. This is losing baseball, and this needs to be fixed fast if they want to compete in this division and the National League in general.
It's the worst problem to have. A bullpen that you're asking to do a whole lot, and none of them are coming through. And the guys that are coming through, like Justin Martinez, and this is not his fault, but there's no way he's available last night.
No, he pitched the other night after fatigue.
Right, you're dealing with fatigue. The last thing I want to do is he just comes back, hey, dude, can you pitch 2 nights in a row? And again, you don't have an off day. You're playing tonight. So he wasn't available last night. He wasn't going to happen. So you had to, you knew when you pulled the car into the parking lot, you pulled up to Chase Field last night, you knew you didn't have Justin Martinez. You knew it. I could have told you this. I could have said this on the air yesterday. Justin Martinez not available. And yet you didn't have a plan. Shelby Miller wasn't ready and available. And it's not like you couldn't get Shelby Miller up because Ryan Nelson had to face 3 batters. He had done a solid job getting a bunch of outs. So your hands weren't tied. I thought it was a just massive, massive oversight and mistake from Torey Lovullo to not have Shelby Miller up and in that game last night. They blew that one. That one's on Torey. That game, you throw in a column of we gave that one away because of a decision we made as an organization. Just a mistake.
And I also don't want to put this on Ryan Nelson. I thought he was brilliant for 2 innings. And by the way, 2 guys reached base, both on errors. Both on errors. They did not help him out at all last night. In reality, he got 7 outs in 2 innings.
Did you see who made an error last night?
Eugenio.
Did you see? Did you see who made an error last night?
I saw it.
I mean, it didn't lead to anything, but the moment it happened, you know what I heard in my head? I heard it. And just because the thing that's going to keep him in the lineup, the thing that's going to keep him around, even if he's struggling, is the defense. And so the ball gets away, and I'm thinking,
in the professional baseball system, separate but important groups, the veteran third baseman who is trying to hold on, and the young top prospect who is breaking down the door. This is Lawler Watch.
I mean, it was full go last night for me once he made that error, because I'm thinking this is going to lead to a run. We're going to talk about this tomorrow. Luckily, it didn't cause anything, but we may be driving the bus on this, and we're having some fun with it, and I hope everybody can join the Lawler Watch party. But it's now framing everything about Eugenio Suarez, both in the field and at the plate for me. As I think everything in terms of, everything is in terms of Lawler Watch right now. And you reach a point where your bullpen isn't doing a whole lot. Your offense outside of one guy. If we were power ranking the guys we trust in the Diamondbacks right now, it's Corbin Carroll and Justin Martinez. Is that it? Perdomo's struggling. Got to get him out of that 2 spot. Probably need to put him back down in his normal role, being the 8-9 hitter, turning the lineup over. I know Pavin Smith's been great. I know Josh Naylor's been great, but trustworthy guys that you know are going to more often than not come through. It's Justin Martinez when he's out there, and it's Corbin Carroll. Like, that's it right now. That's where this team is at. And they gave games away each of the last 2 nights. Last night, it's because we don't have Shelby Miller up and ready. Even if you didn't want to go to him right away, how is he not up and warming in the bottom of the 8th? So when the moment trouble arises, I'm going to my closer. Just a gross oversight last night from Torey. That's how you gave away last night. 2 nights ago, you go into extras because your bullpen blows that, and you, in the 10th inning, get the shutdown inning, again by one of those 3 guys that has a 0 ERA out there in the pen, and then you don't get the run home 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. These are self-inflicted wounds from the Arizona Diamondbacks over the last 2 days. This series loss is in one big entire self-inflicted wound for this organization. And so now you bring in the Atlanta Braves. You have an ace off tonight. You have Zach Allen, Chris Sale. You got to keep your head down, pedal to the metal, and hopefully find a way to win this series. Because I know it's April. We haven't even turned the calendar to March. Let's get to May, excuse me. Let's get to Memorial Day. I get it. But you check the standings every day. You see how everybody else in the division is playing. You can't fall too far behind. And what you can't have happen, you saw this firsthand last year. You saw how thin the margin is right now in the National League. You see how close this is going to be. We can't get to August and September and say, man, if we only would have just won one of those 2 games against Tampa, if we would have just put Shelby Miller in and got those final 3 outs and won that game. And that's the difference between making and missing the playoffs. You would hate for us to look back on this game. But that's one they just gave away last night, and I thought it was a huge mistake to not have Shelby Miller. I would have put him in the 9th inning, but if you wanted to roll with Ryan Nelson, at least have Shelby Miller up. I think it was a massive, massive blunder. And I think I defended Torey last Friday against the Cubs. Was dealing with half a deck of cards. Did not have the full arsenal. I defended him. I cannot defend this. So if we want to put this on a counter of blunders, of managerial blunders, throw it up there. It's the first one of the season. It's the first one that really has gotten me ticked off. We'll make that number 1 of the season. We'll keep track to see how many of them we add throughout the course of the year.